This is Movietone. Lionel Gamlin reporting. The royal tour of the West Riding began at Halifax, where the Princess and the Duke of Edinburgh arrived by train and were welcomed by the Lord Lieutenant of the County, the Earl of Scarborough. It began as it continued in sunshine, and it was a progress of joy and sunshine all the way, and that applies especially to the children. They cheered themselves hoarse as the royal car passed through the streets. After an all too short stay of 4 hours, Halifax had to bid farewell to their welcome visitors. Huddersfield received them with similar enthusiasm, and children again provided the big feature. This was at the Huddersfield Town football ground, where thousands of school children sang and danced and formed themselves into letters P, E and C, signifying, of course, Philip, Elizabeth and Charles, for the existence of Prince Charles is very seldom forgotten on these occasions. At the end of the display, there was a vivid and delightful scene as the children crowded round the royal car, waving their goodbyes. At Huddersfield also, the tour included a visit to Trafalgar Mills, where the royal pair inspected the processing of cloth. The Duke inspected the finished worsted with an expert eye. On the next day, it was the turn of Leeds. An early start brought them to Roundhay Park, and here again the accent was on youth. The Children's Day Queen, Joan Thompson, presented the bouquet. Then came the display by 3,500 school children, similar to that performed on the Children's Day, for which the city of Leeds is famous. A tour of the city by car enabled the Princess and the Duke to appreciate its many fine new dwellings and buildings, and every available window and rooftop seemed to be occupied by cheering spectators. At the Civic Hall, the Princess chatted with patients of the Ministry of Pensions Hospital. After lunch in Leeds, the royal pair drove on to Wakefield, and here the first reception was at the County Hall. After a brief stay here, the royal party then walked down the road to the town hall. Among other courtesies shown was little Miss Sheila Wilde offering her a bouquet. The Duke inspected the guard of honour of the King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry, watched by the Princess and young Lord Harwood and his mother, the Princess Royal. The second night was spent at Harwood House, and the third day found the royal party in the historic city of York. It was a windy day, although the sun was still much in evidence, and the colours of the 1st Battalion, the Duke of Wellington's regiment, were blown about. There followed a tour of the wonderful old minster. On emerging from the cathedral, they crossed the deanery close, where Mara Gill, the one child in the whole town indifferent to royal company, lay in her pushchair. Only a few cities of Britain preserve their historic atmosphere as York does. The Princess and the Duke walked among the old buildings and through the narrow streets with the Lord Mayor, Mr. J.B. Morrell, no doubt sensing this old-world environment. In Stonegate, we may leave them at the conclusion of a tour which the West Riding of Yorkshire will long remember.